I do want to look at a couple of other videos put out by a visibly terrified Donald Trump, who is now saying, forget about Democrats stealing the election from him. It is Republicans in Iowa who plan to steal the caucuses from him. This is now, I mean, listen, it was bad enough that Trump's supporters fell for the Democrats are going to steal it from me, and that Trump has kept that lie going for years. That's bad enough. But doesn't it actually become less believable when then it's, oh, even though Democrats are the ones that supposedly commit the voter fraud, it is also now non-Trump Republicans who are going to be stealing elections from Donald Trump. It's all getting very difficult to believe, as if it wasn't already. And here is Trump saying that the other Republicans, the Republicans running against him in the primary, have a plan to steal the Iowa caucuses from Trump. How you do that, I don't know. But the principle is, unless Trump wins, it's rigged.
Our wonderful Trump caucus captains, thank you for all that you're doing. We really appreciate it. The most important thing you can do for our campaign is to lock in your 10 for Trump and turn them out for caucuses. Teach them how to caucus. Take them in your car on caucus night. If you have to do whatever is necessary, we got to get them in. We got to make America great again. So do whatever it takes. If you do, we will win and win big, and that's what you have to do. You know, the other side does cheat, and we're not going to let that happen. We cannot let that happen. But that's what we need from you. Get in your car, get a lot of people, and get down and caucus.
Now, the other side in the Iowa caucuses is all Republicans, including Republicans who at different points endorsed or supported Donald Trump. Those are the people that Trump now wants you to believe are planning to steal the Iowa caucuses from him. If he didn't win, then it was rigged. That is the story. That is the principle. That is the value that is at play here. Now, Donald Trump, as you know, has started doing these vlogs of sorts where he screams at the camera. Accountable GOP and a number of other accounts track these very closely. And I'm going to play a couple of others for you because they're quite stunning. Donald Trump is also claiming that he is finally going to make the evidence, I guess, of the election having been stolen. He's going to make the evidence available during his criminal trials. He's had years to do it. Courts have looked at the so-called evidence, have found it without merit. But finally, now that Trump has been criminally charged, in the trials, he's going to present the evidence.
The rigging dogs. They are rigging dogs. They are horrible cheaters and liars. Massive information and 100% evidence will be made available during the corrupt trials started by our political opponent. Think of it. I got indicted by my political opponent. My political opponent indicted me because I challenged the election.
Right. Which is, of course, not what happened.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Yeah. Trump is allowed to say whatever he wants about the election. That's not what he's been charged with. Do you think that the Trump supporters really believe at this stage of the game? Are they so gullible? Maybe the answer is yes. Are they so gullible that they believe that once Trump's criminal trials finally get going in 2024, nearly 4 years after his election loss, he's finally going to be, presenting the evidence? Do Trump supporters really believe that? If you do, please call into my show when we take calls on the Friday show. I really want to talk to you. Trump also complaining that his court cases, we knew this would happen. Trump saying his trials shouldn't be allowed to start until after the election. I'll say more about this in a moment.
These highly political Biden lawsuits and indictments shouldn't be allowed to start until after the election is over. Who would ever think a thing like this would be allowed to start? We actually have one judge that wants the lawsuit to start the day before Super Tuesday. These are corrupt people. Our founding fathers are looking down at Biden with scorn right now. They're looking down on Biden and this administration with disbelief.
Remember, there's still no evidence Biden has anything to do with this.
We're going to make America great again. We're going to put America first. And we're going to have a great country. It's going to be called the United States of America. Thank you very much.
God bless the United States. Listen, it's always like this whole thing of I'm now running so the trials can't start. If Trump successfully delayed the trials until he was no longer a candidate, imagine that he won. Then he would say, well, now the trials have to be delayed because I'm president-elect. And then the trials have to be delayed because I'm president. Especially with an election every 2 years of some kind, you're always either running in elected office or preparing to run for something if you're involved in American politics. So this is an argument that is falling very, very flat. And then lastly, Trump also continuing attacks on media. Even the Rupert Murdoch News Corp owned New York Post is now bad, according to Trump, because they are now not unflinchingly loyal to him, I guess.
Since the New York Post went bad on Trump, and they have gone bad, their numbers have fallen tremendously.
Right.
People aren't buying it. They don't want to read that. The New York Post has treated me great for almost a lifetime. And now, for whatever reason, and I guess it's radical left or the rhino stuff, they have gone really bad. And it's ridiculous, but the numbers are down. Their numbers of readers and everything else has gone down tremendously.
Right.
Great people are tired of hearing fake news. The New York Post used to be so good, but not anymore. We have to get it back before it's too late. Because frankly, if they don't change, there will be no more New York Post. And that would be sad. Thank you.
There you go. Now, it's never clear whether Trump says there would be no more New York Post because it will just naturally go out of business, or there will be no more New York Post because Trump is going to do something to end the New York Post. But we know Trump is hostile to any media that is not unflinchingly loyal to him. So a number of unhinged vlogs from Trump, but a little bit of a preview of some of the arguments that he is soon to be making. He will try to get trials delayed on the basis that he is an active political candidate, that it will interfere with his candidacy. He is preparing to say that if any primary or caucus doesn't go well, it is now not Democrats, but Republicans, rhinos, that stole it from him. He's telling us what he's going to do. We should listen to him. I don't know if Republicans are prepared for it. One of our sponsors is Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Don't you think it's time you stopped putting smoke and vape oils in your lungs? Zippix toothpicks are a convenient way to curb the nicotine cravings. Zippix toothpicks are super discreet. You can use them anytime, anywhere smoking and vaping aren't allowed, including flights, sporting events, in restaurants. They're available in 6 different flavors with options of 2 and 3 milligrams of nicotine. If you're not a nicotine user, Zippix also offers caffeine and B12 infused toothpicks. Zippix has already helped tens of thousands of customers ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vapes. They might be able to help you too. If you're a smoker or a vapor, give Zippix toothpicks a try. Your lungs will thank you. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com today. Save 10% with the code PACMAN10 at checkout. Just remember, you must be 21 or older to order. The link is down below.